Life doesn't stop at 50. Far from it. And to those of us who catch the vibe, it's time to make that move.
Is that
We live in a world where the older you get, the more invisible you become in the space of entertainment and social life. Society acts like fun has an expiring date. Think about it. Most concerts are designed for youths. Clubs, same thing. Even our event centers and festivals revolves around Gen Zs and millennials. And for those who are older, the only community society seems to create for them is retirement homes. That is sad. It's almost like the message is enjoy your life in your 20s and 30s because once you hit your 50s, 60s, it's over. But why? At that stage, don't people still want to go out on dates, listen to live music, join a dance class, or laugh over dinner with friends? This gap has real consequence: loneliness, isolation, and poor mental health. We complain that our leaders don't think right, that older generations are out of touch. But what do you expect when many of them come home every night to sit in silence? Creativity doesn't grow in isolation. Productivity doesn't thrive without joy. So this Independence weekend, me and few friends are trying to close that gap. We're bringing the legendary Shalamar. Yes, the Grammy Award-winning icon of the 80s to Nigeria. Jeffrey Daniel, Howard Hewitt, and Caroline Griffin. This is the group that gave us Night to Remember, Make That Move, and Friends. Jeffrey Daniel, the man who taught Michael Jackson the moonwalk. I get chills. These are legends. But this is bigger than just nostalgia. It's about creating space for our mature citizens to feel alive again, to celebrate life, to connect across generations, and to remind all of us, fun is not luxury, it's part of living. Relive your golden years and show the Gen Zs and millennials that life doesn't stop, it evolves. Because life isn't meant to be endured, it is meant to be lived.
2 weeks ago, we met the legend.
Yes.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, I was starstruck. This was a guy that we watched on Soul Train many, many years in the 80s at that time. And then seeing him, in flesh and blood was like,
It's touching.
that's like, gosh.
It's real.
So, and it was real. It was like, that's my childhood. You understand?
That's right.
There was something about it really that, took my mind back to sessions in the house. So myself and my wife, when we want to have our own, time, we go to YouTube and start playing the old schools. And then the kids started looking at us like, and then we will be in our own world. It's like we'll be singing the songs and all the rest. So thank you for that. Thank you for, I know you're part of all this. Thanks for thinking about us. I think somebody's thinking about us.
Yeah.
And not just the Gen Zs and everything and all that. It's important that we know that life doesn't end at 50. It actually starts at 50.
Yeah.
You can experience a different phase of life. And I know that because I know that a lot of people in their middle ages, they are challenged because at that point in your life, you have a lot of data points, okay, in terms of decades in your life to reflect. And then ask yourself the question, are you really doing well? Have you made the right decisions? You look at your colleagues so there's a lot of data points that makes you think about the fact that, maybe I'm not really where I need to be. Yeah. And then the tendency is to be depressed and all that. But in reality, the way I see it is, yes, there might be decisions you took in the past that were good. There might be some you took in the past that were good. But don't dwell on the past, dwell on the future that, okay, I have an opportunity, maybe the next 30 or 40 years, God gives me life to be able to correct the past mistakes that I made.
Bright is an old soul.
I mean, look at your delivery of this monologue. I mean, you were like an ambassador, an ambassador for those in their 50s and 60s, and and so on. I like what you said when you said this is bigger than just nostalgia. Yes, indeed, maybe Yinka, myself, and maybe Ronke will just be remembering our childhood because it took us back to, the Soul Train era. You can't relate.
She cannot relate.
Okay.
She said what she said.
At 25, how can I possibly?
Okay. So the idea is that you've stirred up nostalgia. I mean, we remember those days with fondness. I love that you said fun is not luxury. And this is a message to those who are behind events in Nigeria. Always planning around Gen Zs, concerts for them. You never see things for the aged and those in their 50s and 60s. I don't have much to say, but to say thank you for being part of this, and please do more of this. This morning I was listening to Macy Gray. There are times that I just go way back, good music,
The market is definitely there. But I also know that in defense of the people in the events industry, many women in their 50s and that age, a lot of them, like you said, data points and stuff like that. I know that I'm not even in my 50s, I'm just a Gen Z, but I know that there are women that will not come out. Society has programmed a lot of women to, fun should be normalized, just like you were saying. But society has programmed it in such a way that a lot of us were just going to religious centers. That's where we go to have our fun. If you go to things like that, you are the sinner. You are the irresponsible wife. That is what society does. You will find that something like that, I won't be surprised because I'm going to follow through, that you will see more men there than women. And this is just me just
more
speculating.
Men and then younger women.
Then more men and then younger women will be there.
I don't know about younger women.
So you find that, but she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth because a lot of them will say they will judge so hard.
A lot of women are buying tickets though.
No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying that.
No, it's the demography.
Is that demography is very, very important. Which women are buying? You just track all these details so that we can even know and see what society is doing to a lot of women. A lot of women, a lot of mothers don't even know how to have fun. If you tell them to come out to have fun, they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't even know what to wear. For someone like me, that my core value is fun, I know because I have people in my inner circle that to go out and do stuff, they just think, what will people say?
It's like wearing ripped jeans in your 50s. We're like, dress your age.
What is that supposed to be?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still going to harp on the fun is not luxury. It's part of living because for me, that's how I have decided to program my life, right? Early this year, I had lunch with an older man that's supposed to be a mentor. Or I hope that he will be a mentor. But one of the things he was telling me is, I hoped. And then he was saying, at this stage, you shouldn't be thinking of fun. You shouldn't be traveling anywhere. You should just focus, work. And at that point, I knew that there was no alignment. And of course, that was the last lunch, right? So I'm saying that to say, we've been saying life does not end at 50. For me, life does not end until it ends, right? Just have fun. Live your life. There will be problems. Life. That problem is not going to end. It will still be there. Tomorrow you wake up, life is just you. The sad thing about life is that all your experiences, there's no time you're going to sit down and say, this experience, I'm now going to sit down and say, this is my book of experience to enjoy it. No, you will keep experiencing until the day you are not here to experience anymore. So while you're experiencing it, just live life, have fun. Fun doesn't have to be luxury. You can really have fun and do what you can do.
I know someone needs to hear this, so I'll say it again. Life isn't meant to be endured. It is meant to be lived. So live life.
Right, to speak of thriving and making the most of life, perhaps the other side of this is where some are scheming and hustling, perhaps in their bid to preserve life,